Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. On hot7025fm.com.
This is DJ Mr. West with Hot 702.5 FM. Las Vegas entrepreneurs, it's time to reset, recharge, and realign. Be part of the Entrepreneur Reset, a one-day experience on Sunday, November 16th in Las Vegas. This full-day, hands-on event will help you reflect, refocus, and realign your business and mindset for the year ahead. Space is limited. Visit entrepreneurreset.net and use code HOT7025FM for 20% off tickets. See you there.
Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 702.5 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
No limit to the limit. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp. No limit to the limit with Robert and Vicky Bell. I thought I told you. No limit to the limit. For better or for worse. No limit to the limit. For richer or poor. No limit to the limit. In sickness and health. I thought I told you to love and cherish until death do you part. 1 + 1 =
1.
2 is bigger, but it's
Still 1.
1 1,000, but 2
10,000.
Team Bell. Rob and Vicky Bell. Hot 702.5.
We out. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.
Good to go? Good to go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with the Bells here on Hot 702.5 this Saturday morning, November 15th already. Hey, y'all. I know y'all been asking. Y'all ain't seen her, but she good. She's still alive. She's still breathing. She's still with me. She's still, one team, same team. She's still part of the team. And she's alive. Lady Bell, can you at least let them hear your voice? Can you say good morning loud enough so they can hear you?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You alive?
I'm alive.
You good?
I'm good.
Well, thank you for being in the building with me this morning, Lady Bell. Thank you for being in the building with me this morning. Thank you for showing up because, my mind is doing 1,000,000 miles an hour on this Saturday, November 15th. I don't think I've been in front of this mic for almost a whole month, Lady Bell, and things have just been going crazy everywhere. The government was shut down, now reopened. Since I brought up the government reopened, we might as well start there, Lady Bell. We might as well start there. They said the Democrat caved in. Lady Bell, this is Marriage Bootcamp with the Bells. And like I always say, I like to stick with marriage and marriage things and marriage issues and marriage life and for better, for worse, richer, for poor. But it's the indirect stuff. This stuff is affecting marriages, households, families. So when the government shut down, can I go back to 2020? I told my mind is all over the place, so it'd be in line and stuff for me. I told y'all a few weeks ago, 2020 was a trial run. They shut down everything, and we was not ready for nothing. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw that coming, shutting down the whole entire world. Nobody saw that coming. I thought that was just a trial run, Lady Bell. Let's see how we can treat them. Let's see how they respond. Let's see what they do. It was a trial run. And ever since then, your eyes should have been open for just in case. Just life insurance policy, just in case. $1,000. in the savings account, in the mattress, under the bed, just in case. Everybody ain't got $1,000. Everybody living paycheck to paycheck. My grandmama, who was a line cook, a maid, all her life, a line cook in a little raggedy restaurant called Chat and Chew. You remember Chat and Chew? I took you would see, this was a little raggedy Chat and Chew back in the early 70s. She worked at that. Chat and Chew moved about 3 or 4 times. And they always brought, the white folks call her Lena. They always brought Big Mom with them. All she was a line cook all her life. All she was a maid all her life. But Big Mom always had some money. You know where she had some money at? In that bra or in that mattress. Big Mom. Now I'm going back to, I was 10 years old, 1974. We had just moved across the street from, anytime I went over there, Big Mom, I need a quarter. 1974, a quarter was a lot of money. You can get 25 pieces of penny candy. When the last time you seen a piece of penny candy? A quarter was a lot of money. I don't care. Anytime I ask Big Mom for a quarter, 50 cents or $1, Big Mom never said I ain't got it. So when people say, well, people just ain't got it. No, because you ain't trying to save it. You can't spend everything you got. I'm all over the place, Lady Bell. We talked about Target, and they were talking about continue to boycott our Target. When we were looking at CNBC yesterday, y'all got to tune in to CNBC. Y'all got to turn into MSNBC. Y'all got to turn into Fox News. You got to get a taste of everything. You got to get a dose of what everybody is saying. CNBC said yesterday, as they was giving the numbers of the retail, and they brought up Target and Walmart. Was it Target and Walmart? And they did the comparison. And they said how Target numbers are down, but they named all these reasons why Target numbers were down. They never said anything. Let me tell you something. When we doing something, and even if it is affecting them, the white media is not going to acknowledge it. Them guys on CNBC said everything that was affecting Target numbers except for the boycott. They said everything except for the boycott. Oh, where the numbers is down because they need to rearrange the store. The setup of the store ain't good. They need to, they're starting this new thing where they're bringing in people. When you walk into the store, you got to greet the people. You got to say hello to the people. You got to acknowledge the people. They gave all these excuses why Target numbers was down except for the boycott. And like I said before, in 25 years, I don't think I've been to Target 25 times in 25 years. I'm just not a Target shopper. When we did go to Target, we would say, oh, we're going to Target. But, I do go to Burlington, and Burlington is right there next to Target. And to me, I still see uses in Target. I still see us still going to Target, but I was talking about having $1,000, and people talking about, well, people ain't got it like that. Yes, we do, because we're consumers. The Reverend on MSNBC said this morning that black people is $2 trillion to the economy. $2 trillion. $2 trillion. Because we're consumers. If we're spending $2 trillion, I'm talking about, and I know most of that ain't non-necessity. I'm talking about, but just thinking of money that we're wasting on non-necessities. Do you really need another pair of shoes? Do you need another pair of tennis shoes? Do you need another suit? Do you need another purse? Do you need another baseball cap? Do you need another jogging suit? I was amazed. I don't know, and I think I'm still level-headed when it comes to the reality. But to me, when they said they didn't want to get a piece of money on SNAP the SNAP benefits, the EPT, and people talking about where we're starving and we ain't got no food in the house. Like I said, my grandmama was a maid and a line cook. Well, they short order cook, you know, if y'all don't know what I mean by line cook, just a short order cook in a little greasy spoon restaurant. My grandmama always had food in her house. Always had food in her house. I don't understand it. Or maybe help me if I'm missing it when I hear people say I've seen people on the news. I have nothing in the house to eat. You have nothing? Now those people over there in Gaza, they're parachuting food in. I think that ain't nothing but powdered wheat that they mixing with water and warming it up. And they got, you telling me you ain't got a can of corn, you ain't got one can of Campbell's soup, you ain't got a bag of potatoes, you ain't got a head of lettuce, you ain't got nothing. When to me that sounds a little extreme when people say I ain't got nothing in my house to eat. The Bible says, what scripture do I want to use? The one I can't catch it right now, but it says something about to a hungry man, everything is good. When you hungry, anything is good. When you hungry, anything is good. You know, when I get hangry, Lady Bell, and you give me a Snickers, give him a Snicker. He hangry. You know, and that Snicker will taste like a steak when you hungry. When you hungry, anything is good. When you really hungry, you ain't gonna pass down nothing. But where was I? Help me, Lady Bell, since they know you in the house. I was saying, about the 2020 was a trial run. Now here we are in this position, and they said the Democrats collapsed because they was that dogmatic that they even took it to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, y'all ain't got to give them their SNAP. We'll give y'all a stay on the SNAP. How evil is that I told you it's all a trial run. Do y'all remember the Hunger Games? I'm not really into that movie, but I think the thing was people came from different divisions of the city and they had to fight for who was gonna get the food. Y'all remember? What was that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Total Recall. Remember when he had to go to Mars, and in certain parts of Mars when the people were uprising, they would cut off the air or something like that, and they would not send them no food. They putting it right in our face. Last week, or the last time I was before y'all, we talked about when LeBron James said, I don't want to be alone. I can't be alone. Whatever it takes, me and this woman going to make it work. I'm going to hang in here. I ain't going nowhere. I cannot be alone. And like never before, you better know who is on your team. You better know who's on your side. You can't be alone. You can't. Hey, I'm telling you, after it'll be 29 years of marriage, February 28th. Every time me and Lady Bell got in a situation, you know who had our backs? Us. When you get into, I'm telling you, when you get into, last time we were together, I told y'all, can you call 10 people and tell them, give me $100. I don't want to borrow it. I'm not going to give it back. Don't ask me when I'm going to give it back. Can you call 10 people and say, I need $100? Now, my circle is pretty vast. Array of people, well-to-do people, people on EBT, people that living the high life. But I'm telling you, true story. Me and Lady Bell were just out somewhere a few weeks ago, and we were talking to one of our favorite waitress, and and we just chopping it up, and she was just saying how the most influential, the ones that you think got all the money, and they do got money, are the cheapest people. They're the cheapest. They tip the cheapest. They don't want to spend no money. They count every penny, which is good, but they are the cheapest people. So when you get in a situation, women, I don't need nobody. I don't need no man. I can do this all by myself. I pay all my bills. I can do this. No, you need somebody. I've been telling y'all for 20 years, God told Adam it was not good for him to be alone. God told Adam it's not good for you to be alone. And you think because you can handle everything, because you can pay all the bills, and you got a good job, and you got all of that you don't need nobody? That's foolishness. And I hear women say, and I'm talking about black women because I got 7 sisters, a black mama, black grandmama, black daughter, gang of black nieces. And a black wife. Hey, remember that old lady said when she went to go meet Obama, she was like, "Oh yeah, I get to meet Obama, and you got a black wife." Thank you that you didn't sell out, President Obama. Keep your black wife. Please don't sell out. I was gonna go see Babyface, and I realized he had a white woman. I couldn't go see him. He got, Eddie Murphy, being Eddie Murphy, you got, why do we always got to go with the snow? But we talking about what we talking about. Let me stick to the program, Robert Bell. Stick to the program. What was I saying? What was I saying, Lady Bell? Help me, somebody help me. I had a point I wanted to make. Oh, I was talking about being alone and all of that. And when you like I say, I have never, me personally, and I had when I first moved out here and had my business, I had about all the Hispanic women that work for me, and going through the same trial, and talking to Hispanic women is just like talking to black women. All the trials and tribulations, they complain about their man and this and that. The same old story. Ain't paying child support. Ain't doing this. Don't want to do the same old story. But I never heard one of them say. I never heard not one Hispanic woman say to me, "I don't want no man. I don't need no man. I'm done with men." I never heard one. Grew up with white people all my life, been around a lot of white people, got a bunch of white friends. I never, ever heard a white woman, I don't want to say never. They say never say never. I've never, even when you look at podcasts or shows and TV shows, and every TV show, you're going to get a black woman say, "We done, yeah, come on, girls, we done with men. We done with these Negroes." You don't hear other cultures saying that. I'm not saying that they don't, but in our culture, the majority of our women is on this thing about, we don't need no man. I don't want no man. But then they say they don't need no man, but then they'll treat their son like they their husband. But I don't need no man. You need a pastor. You'll go from church to church, from pastor to pastor. I need a pastor. I need a man of God. But you don't need no man. My father wasn't there for me all my life. I need a father figure. But you don't need no man. Do you need a man or not? Do you want a man or not? Everybody needs somebody, because when the rubber hits the road, how many people really got your back? When you get in a situation, how many people really got your back? When the snap is cut off, how many people can you turn to? I said in 2020 was a trial run. Here we are, 2025, 5 years later. They only funded the government until the end of January. We're going right. Food is low fruit. That's the low fruit. So we're talking about giving people food, but what about all the stress that is causing people? What about all the tension that is causing people? What about all the me and Lady Bell was looking at something the other day. How they talk about how domestic violence is up. That's people are stressed. People are stressed. See, so giving people food, that's low fruit. Whenever you say when I said $1,000 ain't enough, but there's more than enough food for everybody. It's more than. Me and Lady Bell went up to the YMCA Friday. They was doing a food distribution. You should have seen all this food, and they were begging people to come and get it because there wasn't no. I said, did y'all advertise? Did y'all advertise it? If it's such a great need, why do y'all got? I mean, literally, they probably had enough food for 300 or 400 families. In the 45 minutes we was up there, we might have seen 2 cars come through there, 2 or 3 cars come through there. We leaving, and the girl is practically begging us to come take some food. Hey, ain't no shame in my game. If we needed it, I would have gladly took some. But I'm not going to take anything that I don't need and let it go to waste. And that's another thing that we have to do as a people. Because like I said, me and Lady Bell been volunteering at food banks for the 30 years we've been together. And majority of the food banks we go to and volunteer and work with, we don't never see none of us in line. We got so much pride that we will not get in line to come get any food. When we was in Cleveland, we worked at this food bank for my Cleveland people. Y'all know the area. We was living in Macedonia at the time. Twinsburg Heights. What was those Twinsburg Township, but what's the name of government housing over there? I'm going to tell you, the projects. You all know the projects over there in Twinsburg Township. The project. So they had a community center there. So we would get there at 5, 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning. We would pack up all the bags and all that. Now this is in Twinsburg. What's it called again, Laybell? Twinsburg Township, in the project areas over there, and in the community center. We would have all this food. I'm talking about top-notch name brand stuff. Now, you didn't have to live there. Long as you lived in Summit County, you can come and get some food. So we talking about Summit County. We talking about Twinsburg Township. What's around Twinsburg Township? Macedonia, Hudson, Walton Hills, Sagamore Hills, Twinsburg Heights. When we would get there at 5 o'clock, go in, start unloading the trucks, start packing the food. At 5:30, who's in line? All the people from Sagamore Hills, and y'all know back in them days, Sagamore Hills was one of the original white versions of Shaker Heights. So you had Sagamore Hills, you had Northfield, you had Macedonia. Macedonia was the up and coming. Macedonia was the new Sagamore Hills. Then you had the new development of Twinsburg, where all the Macedonia and Twinsburg, the Solon, Sagamore Hills, and Macedonia, they wasn't our complexion, but all of us right there in the township, right there in the community, would not. And now here we passing out food from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And these people that was coming from Sagamore Hills and Macedonia and Solon, I'm pretty sure they have more than enough money to grocery shopping every day. But see, they think of, hey, if I can get some of this to save me $1 or $2, I'm going to save me $1 or $2. Trust me, and Vicky worked at them food banks for years, and our kids would get mad at us because we would make them work with us, and we would literally go home with nothing. Well, we did all that work, and we not taking anything. It wasn't pride, but back then my idea was, we're blessed. We're more than blessed. We can go to the grocery store and buy whatever we want. We can buy y'all whatever we want, whatever y'all want. But then I realized, because you figure it's for the more people who might need it. They don't come and get it. They don't come and get it, and then when we do come and get it, it's the last minute. We work at a food bank right here in North Las Vegas. We're there at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. It's 100 people deep at 8 o'clock. We don't start passing out food till 9:30. It's 100 people deep. African-American neighborhood, African-American church, and at 9 o'clock, it's 100 Hispanics in line. It's more, trust me, it's more than enough food out there. That's low fruit. And they said the Democrat cave because they don't want people starving. Babies, we don't want babies starving. Oh, and since we're on the baby thing, that lady who did, I don't want to say, they trying, the church want to call it a prank. No, she was calling around taking churches and see who would feed, and then everybody in uproar. Why? The church ain't never been doing anything for y'all. Me and Lady Bell been going to church for 30 years. The church ain't never been doing nothing for you. We need something. Oh, call the church office. Call the church office. We'll get back to you. Oh, call the pastor. We see the pastor on Sunday. Pastor, we really need some. Call the church office. It's a big old, here we go around the mulberry bush. What that girl did ain't nothing new. The church ain't never. I told you, when the rubber hits the road, you better know whose team you on and who's on your team. 29 years of marriage. Whenever me and Lady Bell get in the jam, I can't depend on nobody but Lady Bell. When Lady Bell get in the jam, Lady Bell can't depend on nobody but me. Especially when people think you got it. Like you ain't supposed to go in a situation. You ain't supposed to do this. You ain't supposed to do that. Me and Lady Bell do a lot of stuff for the community. And people be like, do a fundraiser for this, do this. I'm like, no, I don't want to do a fundraiser. I don't want to take any donation, because as soon as you take a donation, me and Lady Bell like to travel a little bit here, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. As soon as you start traveling, first thing people be like, oh, that's what they doing with that money. They traveling with that money. They doing this with. So that's why we don't. We had just at a school event the other day, and all the teachers come up here. We need y'all to do this. Okay, we'll be up there, no problem. One of the guys was like, well, you want me to take a donation for y'all? Because I know y'all going to go to the school and do it. No, man, we got it. Because I don't want nobody to say what you do with that. They spending that money on this. They spending that money on that. But the churches, your church ain't. What did your church do for you in 2020? Me and Vicky was here in Vegas. We had people calling us from Cleveland. Hey, do y'all know what we need some diapers. We need some Similac. That was in 2020. That your church ain't been doing nothing for you. I said a month ago, I said 5 years ago, the church is a storehouse. The church in Cleveland, the church shouldn't have to work for Cleveland Food Bank to donate them food. Vegas, the churches shouldn't have to wait for Nevada Partners or 3 Square to come and donate them food. You should be the storehouse. You taking it, the black church taking 18 to 20 billion. What are they doing with 18 to 20 billion dollars? What is the black church doing with 18 billion with a B, y'all? What are they doing with 18 billion dollars? You don't need a bigger sanctuary. If you're going to build a sanctuary bigger, put an air-conditioned, food-sustaining storehouse in it. I heard a pastor say the other day, he was like, we're going to let the government do it. We're going to pick up where the government dropped off. No, we shouldn't. You shouldn't have to depend on the government, because whenever they want to, what was that? How somebody, when you're a kid, somebody tease you or something, you want something, and snatch it back from you as soon as you're about to eat it. You can't depend. You're going to keep on depending. I told y'all in Hunger Games what they did. When you get somebody the power to do something, they're going to cut you off whenever they want to. They will cut you off whenever they want to. And like I said, food is just low-hanging fruit. You got people, we just had a friend the other day just told us her medical went from $125 to $400. From $125 to $400. What are we going to do about that, church? Food is low-hanging. Food is easy. Food is simple. If somebody really hungry, if somebody come up to you, I'm pretty sure ain't nobody ever said no to somebody at a grocery store or at a restaurant. You know how you be at a restaurant, somebody or standing outside a restaurant. Can you buy me a sandwich? Yeah, come on in. I'm going to buy you a sandwich. The average person, the average human being ain't going to say, no, I'm not going to buy you a sandwich. I'm not going to buy you a meal. Come on in, I get you something. Hey, I remember that one time I bought a guy a meal, and he sat there and had 2 iPhones. Remember I told you about that kid? So you got 2 iPhones? Man, I still got a Droid, and you got 2 iPhones in your pocket? But, hey, what was I saying, Lady Bell? Oh. We can't, the church is supposed to be a storehouse. Now, the church shouldn't be in a jam. But even with the store, even with, what did I want to say? What was that conversation we had on the way over here, Lady Bell? About the children of Israel. That's what you can't depend on the government. See, when you depend on the government, you'll be just like they said. The Democrat caved because they want to make sure the babies and everybody got fed. So we got to cave. We ain't gonna worry about the health care. We're gonna negotiate this after we deal that. Y'all know those Republicans ain't gonna hey, they ain't gonna. You think they're gonna really negotiate fairly? But see, so the Democrat caved. See, but just like the children of Israel, they got out there. Take us back to the government. Take us back to Egypt. We got leaks there. Yeah, we slave, but they feeding us there. Yeah, we in bondage, but we know we gonna get a meal there. See, that's why. Hey, what did I say about my grandmama? Always have something. You got to always have something. We only got another 60, 75 days before they come again. But we got all this other stuff going on now, and we don't know what this dude, he got warships in the Caribbean Sea. We don't know what this dude gonna do, because he got to do something to distract from the files. He got to do something. And like I said, in 2020, nobody saw that coming. In 2025, if the church is out here scrambling, if the church is out here running around like in the words of my mama, like a chicken with their head cut off, nope, God ain't tell nobody. God ain't tell not one of y'all. Ain't not one of y'all prophesied that the government gonna shut down. But then then they got a word then. Oh, that's God work. The government was shut down exactly 40 days and 40 nights. That's God. Miss me with the mumbo jumbo. I think what year was that Malcolm X said? Maybe I'm just getting old, but when Malcolm X said, and it's starting to come to light to me now at 62, when Malcolm X said, what was that? That was probably I probably wasn't even born. I mean, about 64, 65 or something like that. He said that. Malcolm X said, we've been led astray. We've been bamboozled. We've been led, all that. Y'all know what he said. Google it for me, Lady Bell. And I'm starting to think that it seems like everything is a scam. It seems like everything is, when I say everything is a scam, like I say, me and Lady Bell, we love CNBC. We love CNBC. We want to, we try to get a little knowledge of everything. So, try to stay in the loop. And we go back to 30 years ago when we first got married, and everything that was booming then. And then now you look at American Greed, everybody had that CNBC on there. They was all scammers. Now they all been caught up in scams and this and fraudulent this, fraudulent that. So it's like we look at CNBC with a very long spoon. They had that woman a few years ago where she said she came up with some technology with blood, and this woman became a multi-millionaire with. And then when you sit back and when she finally got on American Greed, you can see this woman she wasn't saying nothing. Well, what's the technology? Well, I can't tell y'all right now, but it works, and she never proved nothing. 1963. What did he say? You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. We have been took. We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, ran amok. When the rubber hits the road, who really gonna be there for you? You see the guy, and everything is a carrot. Hold on, soon as they shut the open the government back up. Hey, this how you shut the people down. This how you calm the people down. This how you mislead them. This how you bamboozle them. This how you let them run amok. We gonna give you $2,000. Oh, know what I call that? That's all dangling carrot. We gonna give everybody $2,000. And then what the lady jumped up and said, the lady, we gonna give everybody, the TSA workers and all the air traffic controller, we gonna give y'all, all y'all heard was $10,000. But if you read between the lines, she said up to $10,000. Up to 2,000 and up to 10,000. But 10,000 for the TSA workers and the air traffic controller. The other catch, she said, for those that are true patriots, that went to work every day, that showed up, that didn't complain, that was faithful patriots. Y'all better quit falling for these carrots. Up to 2,000 and people laying waiting, and every day he throw that out there. Oh, the 2,000. The president working on the way to get y'all $2,000. It might come in the form of a tax credit or something, but he's working on the way. Shh, be quiet, y'all. That $2,000 coming. Don't say nothing. Obama ain't give us nothing. What Obama give you? Obama ain't give you nothing. You know that's what they saying. Up to $10,000. Then do that make it right if just the TSA workers get a bonus, air traffic controller get a bonus, but federal, all our friends that we are just with, well, y'all know I'm still working, I ain't getting paid, and they went to work every day. So that's fair. But see, it's always that, you got to keep that division among us. Keep that division, keep that going. Don't quit falling for those cares. Hey, if I told you once, if I told you twice, you got to be ready for whatever is coming. Hey, $1,000 ain't enough. You got to be prepared. You should have you a they call it a bug out kit. A bug out kit is for money is in it, medical supplies is in it, all stuff, stuff like that. But it also, you should have you some food. You should have you at least 2 weeks ration of food, some canned corn, some string beans. Like I told you, my mom and them and our basement, we always had gardens in our backyard. They ain't go to talking about no jelly. We had preserve. We had peach preserve. We had strawberry preserve. We had grape preserve. We had raspberry preserve. We had blueberry preserve. We had everything. We had pickled everything. Y'all, that man ain't just show y'all how serious this is. If the Democrats wouldn't have caved, I really wish they wouldn't have caved. I wish they would have stood their ground. Because, like I said, food is low fruit. People got medical. You see what medical is doing? Do you see what they're doing? I got friends that don't even want to go. Man, you sick? Go. No, if I go, I'm gonna run up a bill. Ain't nobody paying that bill. You don't even want to go don't even want to go get no help because they worried about a bill. Amen. Thank the powers that be. I got me some good medical. But see, I'm not in this for me. I'll be concerned about, My heart is for other people. My heart is for other people. My heart is for people who ain't got it. Like, oh no, but you understand? People need the cake because people ain't eating. Las Vegas got over. Well, I know in 2018, Las Vegas had over 350 food banks. In 2018, Las Vegas had, because I worked with an organization, that's all they did was put all the food banks together. So in 2018, it was over 350 food banks, and I'm pretty sure it's more than that now. You can call somebody and say, well, where are they distributing food at? Get on TikTok, get on Facebook. It's all, you see posts all day long about where they're giving food away and food distributions. You can't call the church, but you can call a food bank. Lady Bell looking at me like, "Is you done fussing?" I'm trying to wake. You know our motto, Lady Bell. If I could wake one person up, if one person say, "I hear what he's saying, honey. We got to get this house together." By March 1st, we won't have $1,000 saved, but my goal is to have $500 saved. 2026 is coming up. Have you got any plans for after you've seen what will happen in the last 40 days? What is your plan for 2026? What is your plan for January 30th when the new budget runs out? What is your plan for January 30th? If they shut down SNAP, what honey, what are we gonna do? If they shut down the government and we both work for the government, what are we going to do? You got to have a plan. From day one when I married this woman, it was always about a plan. Always about a plan. What's the plan, Rob? What's the plan? The Bible says, have a vision, write it down, make it plain. I had to always have some plans for this woman, but you just can't have plan. Hey, 25 years the church told us the purpose-driven life, the purpose-driven life, the purpose-driven life. And your only purpose taught you, God has a purpose for everybody. Your purpose got to be more than, being the usher at the church. Well, God's purpose for you was be an usher. God's purpose for you would be a deacon. God's purpose for you would be a good Christian. No, what is about your purpose? What is your plan? Some of y'all ain't even got a plan. You down to 40-something days going into January 20th, going into 2026, and you ain't even got a plan. I gotta have a plan every year for this woman. Every quarter, every 3 months, we sit down and go over the plan. Because you know why? Because life happens. Shutdown happens. Emergency things happen. Life happens. And you got to have a plan. You can't keep jumping up from scratch and trying to fix everything. Because you got a plan. Even with a plan, there's going to be some detours. Even with a plan, there's going to be some crashes. Even with a plan, you might even have to make a U-turn. But if you ain't got a plan and you always got to start over from scratch, that's why she's so damn mad. We always got to start over from scratch. You ain't never got a plan. In the last month and a half, 2 months, I don't got about, how many, Lady Bell? Probably at least 6. I don't got at least 6 texts of people sending me they GoFundMe. And if I told you once, if I told you twice, I'm not GoFunding any grown persons. And I gave the one GoFundMe because some associates lost a child, You know, and I understand a lot of people don't have life insurance on their babies, but when you sending me a GoFundMe about your grown uncle died, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you, because you can get a, and then you ask them for $30,000 for a GoFundMe to bury somebody. No, you better ask for reasonable something for some cremation, unless you say, don't put burial on there, say for burial and for family support. Because if you think you sending me a GoFundMe and you trying to raise $25,000 for a funeral, no, telling me you got to post, you got to let people know. I'm telling you got to let people know we're raising this money for burial and for his family. Because people thinking you ask for $25,000. No, you can do something quick for. You can do a quick cremation for a whole lot less than that. So you can't be posting no GoFundMe for no $25,000. Yeah, I can. If you do it, listen to me. If you do it, people might have more compassion and be quicker to give. You say we're raising this money for burial and to help his family with some expenses. And one of my friends asked for $25,000 in 2 months. I think I think the last time I think that thing popped up on my text, I think he had raised like $300. I told you, people ain't giving. That's why when I meet you, Lady Bell, 92, and I think and Ginger had that cookout. Remember Ginger had that cookout and I don't even think we was married when Ginger had that cookout. No, we weren't married. I think Lee had passed. I think my brother had passed. And so all my family had got together a month later. And I sat down there and I told all my family members, y'all need to get a life insurance policy. This 1994, 95, something like that. Y'all need to get a life insurance policy. If y'all out kicking it, if y'all out doing this, if you buying you a fifth every weekend, if you buying you a pair of shoes every month, if you doing this every month, if you doing that, whatever your habit is, you need to cut back on your habit. And if you giving to the church, every week, every month, and you ain't got an insurance policy, a life insurance policy on your wife or on your husband, you're being hoodwinked, because the church ain't gonna help you. Wherever you need to find something in your budget, where can we cut back at? If you're going out every Friday, okay, this Friday, the first Friday every month, we ain't going out. That's going towards our life insurance policy. Honey, you need a life insurance policy. Even if it, like I say, at least 5 times your income, but even not that, at least enough to bury y'all. So that burden ain't piled on you right then and there, because these places, they want, hey, when you sit down with these funeral directors and these funeral homes, and she know I'm telling the truth, they're going to sit there and say, I'm sorry, we're sorry for your loss, thank you. They're going to go over everything, then they're going to say, I hate to ask this, I did that, but how are you planning on paying for this? How are you planning on paying for this? That's going to be the last. After they go everything, that's the last question they're going to ask. And they're going to want that insurance policy, or they're going to want something. And when my grandmother passed, that was the first major death in my life of close family. When my grandmother passed, and my grandmother, back then you just had basic burial insurance. And we buried my grandmother. The morning of the funeral, the funeral director, the funeral director, because he pulled up in the yard and said, we got everything is all set, but we spoke with the cemetery this morning, and they said, was it the plot fee? It was still something, the digging up fee, the thing to lower the casket into the grave and all that. They said that hadn't be paid. And that was $650, and we cannot bring that body to the cemetery until that is paid. This is us We getting everybody dressed, standing in my mother's driveway, standing in the yard, waiting to go to the church, go to the funeral. And now you drop. We need to say, and funeral director like, y'all can give me the money and I can call them. I got it, but we can't go over there till I know we got that $650. Who you think wrote that check? Thank God I was blessed enough to write the check, but. You can't be, you know what I mean? Family been jammed. You stand around there, and everybody trying to gather up what you got. Hey, 2026 is going to come in like a vengeance. If y'all better be ready. Hey, husband, hey, father, hey, man of God, hey, man of the house, get your family ready. Get your family ready for 2026. I don't told y'all if we wrap up. When you talk to your wife, hey, you shouldn't be telling her the pastor said, the bishop said, the apostle said. You better find out what God is saying to you and your family for 2026. Because when the rubber hits the road, it ain't gonna be nobody but you and her. And when I say that, I don't want to be too, because I got some dudes that I can call. I got some people I can call. But I'm talking about when it's really when you really in the jam. What are you gonna do? So, like I always say, you better know who you is and who you with. You better be one team, the same team. Because no matter what, I hope it always be 1 + 1 will always be 1. Because I told you I can't be alone. 2 is bigger, but it's still 1. 1 1,000, but 2 10,000. It's more to be with us, girl, than they to be with them. Team Bell, you know I am, and you definitely know who I'm with. We out.
Welcome to Marriage Bootcamp with Vicky and Robert Bell on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio.